So here's what the file you downloaded should look like here. And we'll just right click on it and use whatever zip program we have to extract it. I'm going to press extract here. Then I'm going to right click and delete this so I don't have to look at it because we don't need it right now. And in the folder that you purchased, you'll see we have the actual add-on here, the .py, license agreement, and then a folder of Sky environments, which we'll be able to use with our add-on. Okay, so let's come down here and open up Blender. And I'm currently using Blender 2.74, but if this is some version you have in the future, no big deal. We'll be following the same basic steps. Same for Sensei Format users. Your screen will look just a little bit different, but you will be setting up in the same exact way. So all I want to do is press File and User Preferences, and I'm going to go ahead and maximize this window here so we can see it easily. Then select the Add-ons tab, and down here we want to select Install from File. Now we're in the File Browser window, and we want to navigate to where we have the add-on. So as you saw earlier, we just have it on the desktop, so I'm going to click on the desktop folder here, and the DND Environments folder, and here is the DND Environments.py. So I should point out that whenever you install an add-on, you don't actually have to worry about where the location of that file is once you install it. So for instance, this is on the desktop, but once we install it from File, it's going to be imported into your settings, and it's not going to be like Blender's expecting to find it there on your desktop. So all you have to do is click that and select Install from File. And once we do that, we'll see this Sensei Format drag and drop environments up here. We just want to click it to activate it. And then I'm going to select this interface tab so that when I press Save User Settings that it doesn't stay on the add-ons, because I just like it to be on the first tab here. Then we just want to press Save User Settings, and then I'm going to X out this window. And now if we press the N key to bring up a Properties panel, or if you're using Sensei Format, T, which brings up your tools and your properties. Down here at the bottom we should see this new tab called Environments, and so if we click that we see some stuff here, and I'll get into explaining what all this is. But so first of all, let's just go ahead and hold Control and click on this where it says Environments, and what that does is it shuts all the other menus so we don't have to look at them. And let's drag this up to the top for easy access. The other thing you'll notice down here, new with the add-on, is the library feature. So if we select the library button, you'll see that it changes your timeline into this file browser window. Of course, we're going to have to set this up really quickly so we can be able to quickly get to our environment images and our other Blender assets as well. So we can click that and hide that library very simply, just like that. And for Sensei Format users, this button will actually hide the dope sheet, which is merged with the timeline. So if you have a location on your computer where you keep all your Blender files, your models, your textures, stuff like that, then you're going to want to come down here, bring the mouse down here, so when we press Control up in this area, it will maximize this window. You're going to want to navigate to wherever you keep your Blender folder of all your Blender-y type stuff, and that's the location you want to go to, and you're also going to want to bring your Environments folder into that location. So if you don't have any Blender library like that set up, I can go ahead and show you real quickly how to set one up, and we will go ahead and do that. So I'm going to press Control down to minimize that window for now, and then minimize the whole window. And so what we want to do is just navigate to where your computer is, or the little My Computer icon if you're on Windows, or wherever. You just basically want to get to somewhere where you want to create a folder for your Blender stuff. So we're just going to click on directly onto the C hard drive, and I'm just going to right click on here and select New Folder. Then I'm just going to call this Blender Library. And so I'm going to go inside of that and then open up my DND Environments folder, and then we want to drag our environments into this location. So this would be a great location to keep projects, textures, brushes, any kind of assets you want to have quick access to in Blender. So for instance, we could set up a folder here where we plan to keep projects, right click and set up a folder here where we plan to keep the references, which I'll probably spell badly because I'm a very bad speller. References. That's probably wrong. So we set up that Blender folder, and so if we go back into Blender, come down here into our file browser area, press Control and Up key, and then so we're on the C hard drive here. Here's the folder we just created, and here's where our things we plan to use for Blender are. The drag and drop environments functionality is the core of what the add-on does. This function is not native to Blender. That's why you paid for this add-on. But Blender does, however, allow you to drag and drop reference pictures as well as textures onto your objects and, of course, regular blend files right into your scene. So this is why we want to set up this library like this. Now that we have this location where we just want to grab these and close them shut, and I'll go ahead and grab that and close it completely shut. Then I'm going to press Control down to minimize that window again. Then I'm going to just bring this window up just a little bit. We want to at least be able to see the names of these folders by default. And so now when we click that library button, we're able to very quickly hop over to our Blender assets, which is a really nice feature of the drag and drop environments add-on. Okay, so we're set up pretty good here. Let's go ahead and press File, Save Startup File, and then Confirm. And so now the next time we open up Blender, everything will look just like this, and when we click on this library button, we'll have access to all of our stuff. Dragging an image into the 3D space automatically sets up node system and world environments for both Blender Render and for Cycles. Okay, so if we come up here from Blender Render and switch to Cycles Render, and then select our environments, so we have our 12 environments here, and now we can just click on one, drag it into the 3D view, let go, and that's it. We have this big, beautiful, awesome environment, and we can do this as many times as we want. And of course, when we're done with that, we just press our library button, so we're back to our default Blender layout. And then, of course, if we switch to Blender Render, you'll notice that we're unable to see the environment in the work view, but rest assured that the environment has been set up and installed for Blender Render as well. So if you click on the World tab, you'll see that that environment is actually there. And if I say add a few Suzanne heads, and then I press Control B to set up my render border, and then Shift Z, you'll see that the background indeed is there and being rendered, as well as the environment producing the environment lighting from the environment image for both Blender Render and Cycles. So there's a lot more stuff that this add-on can do and a lot more functionality it brings, and also there's some options if you don't want to use this library button. We can directly load our environments and things like that, but we'll get into that in the next video. So thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoy this add-on, and I hope that it really helps increase your workflow as it has mine. Been absolutely in love with it since I created it. So thanks for watching.